Good evening, everyone. So last session, we finished the complete CRUD operation example. Have you tried all the operations with front end and back end able to design? So any issues are there? So because that is what ultimately you are learning for React, to create a complete end-to-end with all CRUD operations. Usually people learn on some temporary JSON servers, right? So, but we haven't done that. We done in a general real world scenario, backend database, server side, and front end React and all. Usually, if anybody have to learn these CRUD operations and all, actually what they do, they install one JSON server. That JSON server can maintain data and it can manage APIs. On that, they directly practice get, post, put, delete operations. But the real way, in the real world scenarios, we use all basic of backend databases and server side technologies and all. In our example, we need to implement some more points. As I told you that we have to implement. In our example, we will see how do we implement the concept of authentications. That means now the application that we designed is working fine. Video tutorial is our application. So in this, let's start. So what is problem in this is you created complete navigation, but there is no authorization. That means anybody can access any area in your project, any module in your project. That means without login, you can open admin home, right? How anybody can open admin home? Only admin user can open. But if he knows the path, by using that path, he can directly open. So we need to prevent that. So you see, this is our application. In this is the home page. Anybody must start with get started. We will start our API also. E colon and CD, what is it? React ERP. In this, we have node video API.js. So in this, we are working with get started. We have user sign in, admin sign in like options. Now, what should happen here? After admin sign in, he can see the page. But currently, if I try to request admin home, directly admin home will open. It is going to access and show that admin home directly. I think some server not started. Services. MongoDB server start. So you can see directly the home is coming. That means it is going to display the content. Network error. Some API not started. Admin home. Acha, API stopped. Fine. So now you can see the data is coming and displaying. The direct data is coming and displaying. So I am not logging as admin, but directly admin home I can access. So /admin home I can access. That's not good. How do we know that user have logged in or not? How do we know user logged in or not? We can know user logged in or not by maintaining his credentials in our memory. That means when user logs in, we remember and keep that information for some time so that we can verify whether he is still logged in or not. If logged in, give access to resource. If not logged in, then ask him to log in. Don't give direct access without login. So for that, where to save the user credentials and details? Actually, we have web application state management. I explained already. So web application state management, why you need state management, what are the state management techniques I explained. Remember why we need state management? Why you need state management? One concept I already explained while discussing about use state. Why you need state management? Yeah. Why you need state management? Because HTTP is a stateless protocol. It is a stateless protocol. Usually HTTP is a stateless protocol. Stateless protocol means it cannot remember information between requests. Any web application that runs on HTTP is stateless. Every web development teaches you this first point. HTTP is a stateless protocol. So every web application is stateless by default. What is the meaning of stateless? Means it cannot remember information between requests. It cannot remember information between requests. That means it works with a mechanism called go, get, and forget. That means establish connection with server, get information from server. After that, remove all the memory allocated for that. So it uses this mechanism called go, get, and forget. That means actually in general web applications, suppose this is client and we have a server. We are having some pages like page 1, like page 2. Now client is requesting page 1. He is requesting page 1. Then what server will do is it will load page 1 it will allocate memory for page 1 and it will deliver that content to client. After the response finished, it will delete this memory from server. If client wants the same information again, it is not available, it is removed. That means the memory allocated for that request is deleted. Suppose user is moving from page 1 to page 2, then page 2 memory is allocated. And page 2 memory cannot access the memory of page 1. That means for every page, memory is newly allocated. This is stateless nature. That means web applications cannot remember information between requests. Generally, stateless nature of web application is good for server, as it can manage memory. It can manage memory. So stateless nature, it is not good for user, as user have to remind the server. User have to remind the server about previous request details every time. So this is one problem. That means now I will tell you one example. Like you open Gmail. In Gmail, on first screen, it asked login. Right now, what happens? You logged in all with user ID password. It will verify user ID password, and if it is correct, then it will give you inbox. You logged in successfully and you have inbox. In that inbox, you will have 10 mails. List is present. After showing you inbox, you are disconnected. You are disconnected from server. Then you click on first mail because you want to view that mail detail. Then it will ask again to log in. You may ask like, why you are again asking me login? Already I logged in. That is only on first page. Now, after that page, your login details are removed. That means now imagine for every page you have to log in. That means to watch 10 pages, you need to log in 10 times. That is how actually web application works. That is the nature of web application. That is not good for users. Once he log in, it should remember his information until he logged out. So that is very important. So being stateless is good because it will manage the memory well. It is safe, secured, and good for memory. But it is difficult for people who want continuous operations. Continuously for a few days, you can work without login. I hope you know. Now you will log into Gmail, don't log out. You close the browser, you are still logged in. Next day open Gmail, directly your account opens. That means we need to keep the user continuously connected for some time. Then we need to use state management techniques. That means every web application requires state management techniques. Every web application requires state management techniques to implement. It requires state management techniques to implement so that server can remember client details across requests. That's what actually state management. So you are learning .NET, you are learning Java, you are learning PHP or Python, any front end, back end, everywhere state management techniques are required. Same like routing, state management also, client side state management is there, server side state management will be there. Server side state management, I can't explain to you now because that your technology have to teach you. .NET state management, Java state management techniques, JSP, PHP state management, like that. Everyone have their own libraries for state management. So state management, we have both client side and server side. Actually, state management techniques are both client side and server side. We have both client side and server side. Actually, client side state management techniques include, we have local storage, we have session storage, so we have cookies. These are the three major client side state management techniques, and query string. Local storage, session storage, cookies, query string, these are the state management techniques. If you have learned JavaScript, in that all these will come. In JavaScript, we have all these. We have local storage, session storage, cookies, and query string. And I hope you know the difference also between them. In JavaScript, these all you can manage, and these all are available. Actually, while working with JavaScript, you can handle them. Directly, JavaScript can handle local storage, session storage, and all. Do you have any idea what is difference between them? Any difference between local storage, session storage? Because in majority of interviews, we have seen people asking questions on difference between local storage and session. In several React interviews also, because state management is a common thing, and there they ask what is difference between local storage and session storage. Actually, in general HTML, you can implement this local storage and session storage. The difference is the local storage is permanent. That means even you close the browser, the data is still available. Even you shut down your PC, the data is still available. Once it is created, it is permanent. You can access across tabs. In another tab, you can access. So, and it is not deleted. Once created, it is not deleted. You have to manually delete. That is actually local storage. Local storage is permanent. It is accessible across tabs. It is available even you close the browser or your PC. Next time when you open, that local storage will be still there. Session storage is nothing but temporary. It will be available until browser is opened. Once you close browser, it's gone. Session storage will be automatically removed. And it is not accessible to next tab. In one tab, one session. In another tab, it is not available. That is session storage. Cookie storage, Cookie is a simple text file. Client details are maintained in that text file. It can be two types. It can be temporary cookie or it can be permanent cookie. Temporary cookie will close when you close browser. Permanent cookie, you can set expiry time after 5 days, after 10 days. That means it will expire after 5 days and 10 days. I don't know from how many years you are using Gmail and all. If you are using emails from more than 10, 15 years, you know, in the beginning of Gmail and Yahoo, all this, they used to give an option, keep me signed in for 2 days. In a login screen, you will have user ID, password, a checkbox is given, keep me signed in for 2 days or 5 days. Actually, they came up with keep me signed in for 2 days. After a few days, they came up with keep me signed in for 1 week. After that, they came up with keep me signed in. After that, they removed it. It is always signed in until you sign out. Actually, old Gmail, if you have that, so old Gmail login screen. In images, we may find them. Old Gmail login screen, you see, they have an option, stay signed in. You have user ID, you have password, and they give an option, stay signed in. This makes the cookie permanent actually. Sign in, keep me sign in. These days, we don't have that. Very old. So Google old Gmail login screen, login page. Let's say images. So keep me signed in for 2 days, 3 days. They used to give such option. That very old may not be found. But this is a common one, very old. Fine. Okay. This is already here, right? This is the screen they have. You see, they have an option, stay signed in. These days, you will not see that. Earlier, they used to show that keep me signed in for 2 days, 4 days, like that. Actual point is, cookie, what it will do, it will create one file. It will save the credentials in that file and keep that file for few days. After certain date and time, it is deleted automatically. That means even you don't delete, automatically it is deleted after few days. So in that case, if it is deleted, you have to log in again. Right. And you know query string. Query string is passed in the URL address bar. From there, you can collect the data and use it. So these are all various state management techniques client side. So majority for login, we use only one option called cookies. 100 to 100%, every login screen uses only cookies. Only cookies. Otherwise, others are not suitable for login. Why? Because user can log in and he will log out. When he logs out, we will remove the cookie. If don't log out, we will keep the cookies. But cookies are threat for applications, means actually threat for your PCs. Cookies are the primary virus carriers. If anybody asks like how virus infection comes to a computer through internet, some people will say, don't open that website, virus will come. That's like joke. Why? Because opening a website, virus will not come. That website tries to save a cookie that will give you virus. Because that cookie files are text files, they may be infected with virus. That's the reason, as per recent cyber standards, laws, every website have to prompt saying that we have cookies to send, accept or not. Earlier, we don't have that. Recently, as per the cyber standards and laws, every website must ask the user and inform him that our website needs cookies to make you signed in. And if cookies are not there, you cannot sign in. So do you accept cookies from our site or not? Because accepting cookies is your own problem now. You accept cookies and you complain that virus came, that's your problem, because cookies may be infected with virus. They are the primary virus carriers on internet, right? That is the reason every website these days asks accept cookies. If cookies is not there, login will not work. For example, see, suppose I am using this is Chrome browser. So you see here, I am going to the settings. We will use the settings here. Chrome settings. In Chrome settings, I will search for cookies. There will be cookie settings. You see, cookies are currently allowed. I will block cookies, block all cookies. After blocking the cookies, I will open Gmail. I will try to log in into my account. And next, immediately Gmail prompts, cookies are disabled, you can't log in. You know, already you learned in JavaScript how to know cookies enabled or not. How to know in JavaScript cookies enabled or not. How Google people will show this message. Google people will show this message by using JavaScript navigator object. Navigator dot what? Cookie enabled. This will return true or false. JavaScript have a navigator object. That navigator object cookie enabled property will return cookie enabled or not. If cookie is not enabled, you cannot use this sign in. If you ask like what is alternative, there is no alternative. Enable cookie, then only you can sign in. There is no alternative at all. That means if you ask, if I want to log in without enabling cookie, what is alternative? No alternative. You should use a browser where cookie is enabled. That's it. Otherwise, you can't log in. Any website, same. Any website in the world, for maintaining your details after login, they have to use the concept of cookies. Now let's see how to do this. If cookies are enabled, then you can handle. How to handle the cookies? Actually, to handle cookies, we have HTML JavaScript cookies option. If you know, in JavaScript, suppose I will add one page here temporarily, demo.html. Yeah. Actually, if you know HTML, we have body. So button click. I will just write on click. So some click. Okay. And we are writing a function. So click. On that click, suppose you want to create so local storage. Then we have an option local storage dot set item, and the key name is username, and value is John. This is local storage. That means what happens, you see, when this is JavaScript local storage, you see inspect. In the inspect, so let's change here device settings. Yeah. In the inspect, we will go to the category of, yeah, Here we will go to the category of application. In application, you can see local storage. In local storage, currently it is username John. Actually, it is already created. I will show you. When I click on this click button, and that local storage is created. That is local storage. What is advantage of local storage? Even you close, it is available. It is accessible from another page also. People use this local storage. Instead of that, you can use, instead of local storage, you can use session storage. Second, session storage also same. You click, session storage will be here. There is session storage, username. What is difference between locals and session storage is local storage is permanent. This is temporary. You close browser, it is gone. You try to access from another tab, not available. It is only available in this tab, right? We have another one. We can use cookies. For cookies, we have to use actually document.cookies. Document.cookie, we have to define the cookie name. So username and whatever the value you have, something like this, we have to configure the cookie. Cookie have a lot of details actually. Usually this, I will refresh here. I will delete this. Yeah. And you click here, the cookies will have that username. This is the username John. That is the cookie. That means you can see that is the username John. This is a cookie file. Cookie file. Generally in JavaScript, all these options are present. So you have learned JavaScript storage. Then you can be, because if anybody asks in JavaScript how to carry data from one page to another, that means in one page user enters some details. That details I want to show in some other page. How? By using these techniques, by using session storage or local storage or cookies. So to create cookies and manage cookies, you have so many libraries, because JavaScript can do that by using which object? Document. But document object belongs to actual DOM, but React belongs to virtual DOM. Then we cannot use that document object. Then we need some third-party cookie libraries. React have some third-party cookie libraries. By using those libraries, you can create cookies, we can store data into them, and we can use them. Let's see how we can use cookies in React. So we are going to use React cookies. You will find a lot of libraries. You will find so many libraries related to cookie. Actually, cookie is a simple text document. It keeps information of client. So it is classified into two types. In-memory cookie. So this is temporary cookie. And we have persistent cookie. Persistent cookie is permanent cookie. Persistent cookie is permanent cookie. We have two types, cookies and yeah. So ReactJS can handle cookies by using third-party cookie libraries. So many will be there. You have to search and use which is suitable for you, because these days, depending on version, because some libraries are not suitable for 18 version. Once you need to check which third party is available. Is it suitable for 18 version or not? then you have to implement. I will show you that here. Actually, we can visit this website npmjs.com, and here you search for React cookie. You see there is React cookie, and this React cookie library. Let's check. This is a React cookie library. It is suitable for 16 and higher version. Version 3 is there. It's okay. That means once you check this, otherwise you will face problem. You can't blindly use it without installing compatible version, right? So this is React cookie. Let's install that here. Let's go to the project terminal. And here we are installing npm install React cookie and save. And you have to explore the library and check what methods they provide, because every third party have different methods. Adding cookie, removing cookies, you need to check. So for this, what is the methods you need to know? See, they are giving a cookies provider. These providers, I will tell you what is meant by a cookie provider, right? What is the concept of provider? I will tell you, we will discuss. And see, they have a hook. They are providing it as a hook. What is the hook? Use cookies. So you have to import use cookies hook from React cookie library, and it will allow to use the cookies, set cookie, remove cookie. And you can see that they have given options for creating cookies and so many things. So many details will be there. I will show you the process here. Remember, actually, this is provided as a service. Later in next level, I will explain one more concept, service. What is a service? We will see. Because that you will learn in concept of React hooks. Some hooks we will learn, there you will understand. Actually, the point is, generally, cookies, CAPTCHA, all these are very important. For example, if anybody asked you like, so what is CAPTCHA? What is CAPTCHA? You see CAPTCHAs in websites. When you are logging in, a CAPTCHA will come. If anybody asked you, what is this CAPTCHA? What will be your answer? As a developer, how you will answer? So developer's point is, CAPTCHA is a service. CAPTCHA is a service. This CAPTCHA service is used in web applications to prevent robots, so that robots cannot log in and register in our website, right? You know, completely automated public tuning test to tell computers and humans apart. That is the full form of CAPTCHA, right? So what is CAPTCHA? It is a service. What is meant by service? Service means it have predefined logic and functionality. You just inject and use in your application. So a service is a predefined logic which you can use in your application. You don't need to write logic. It is already written. You just inject and you can use it. So CAPTCHA is a service. Cookie is a service. You can inject and you can use cookies. Similarly, we have maps as a service. Suppose somebody wants to use Google Maps, or somebody wants to use some third-party maps so that they can know your location through your app. Then you need a map service, right? We have so many services. Suppose you have service like OpenID. OpenID means, for example, you are using Facebook. In Facebook, you will log in with Gmail account. Gmail belongs to Facebook? No. Then how you are using a Gmail account to log in other websites? That mechanism is called OpenID. OpenID means you can have one email ID to log in into any website. That is also a service, right? These are all services. And remember, usually cookie is also a service. Actually, cookie is provided as a service. Service depends on 2 points. Service have a provider and service have a injector. Service have two basic things, one provider and injector. What provider will do is, it will locate where this service is present in memory. In memory, where is cookie? It will verify, it will search and find out. So every service depends on a provider and an injector. Provider is used to identify its location in memory. In memory, where is it? It will identify. After identifying, it will give it to injector. What injector will do? It will inject that into your application so that you can start using it. So first we need to find, then we have to use. And finding is done by provider and injecting is done by injector. Wherever you see any third-party library is providing a provider, means it is a service. That means you see provider. Without provider, they can't work, because provider will locate the service in memory and injector will inject that into your application. This mechanism of locating and injecting, this mechanism is called as, it is technically called as DI, dependency injection. Dependency injection, that is called DI. In so many, because people are half-knowledge people everywhere coming in to learn technologies. When people come to learn technologies, they don't have complete idea. Half they know from their friends, little bit they know from internet, and this mixture knowledge is not professional. Due to that, lot of headache with these people, because they don't know either technically perfect about it or they know by themselves about it clearly. Such half knowledge people have a lot of controversy concepts. Like they will immediately ask, sir, in ReactJS, will you teach any program on dependency injection? Right? If anybody asks like that, first point, he don't know what is dependency injection. If anybody asks like, will you teach any dependency injection? Examples. That means he don't know dependency injection. Because some people misguide. They will put a heading, dependency injection, in that one program. That means people think that dependency injection is a special topic that you have to learn, and in that one program will be there. That's nonsense. Because dependency injection is present in every technology where objects are present. Suppose you are using Formic, you are using Axios. What you are doing, you are importing a module, you are injecting the classes, and you are using the members of that classes. That is dependency injection. Everywhere where you are importing and using something, that is dependency injection. You are working with OOP concept, everywhere dependency injection will be there. And these specially use dependency injection. That means it contains two basic things. What are those? One is provider, another one injector. That is the reason they specifically mentioned it. You see, they said that we have a provider. If you don't use this provider, then cookies will not work. What is the role of this provider? The role of the provider is to locate a cookie in memory. In memory, where is the cookie? It is identified by this provider. After that, who is injector? How you can access the cookie from memory? The injector is that hook. Use cookies, use state, use effects. These are all injectors. Use params, use state, whatever you have used, formic, all these are injectors. That means when you use state, what it will do, it injects state. If you use formic, it will inject formic so that you can start using formic. So every library have two things, the provider and the injectors. Now you need this cookie provider. So first thing, after installing, if you want to use cookies in your project, what you have to do, go to index.js, go to index.js, and here you have to define a cookie provider at application level. That means first we have to import a cookie provider. So we have to import cookies provider from React cookie. That is the library. After that, this application must be inside that provider. That means this application must be inside cookie provider. Inside cookie provider, that app should be. That means which component you keep inside this cookie provider, that component and its child components can use cookies. That means which component you mentioned in this provider, only those components can use cookies. And if this component app is having some child components inside, those also can use this. That means it is just like a closure mechanism. Closure mechanism means the members of outer are accessible to inner. That means any component running inside app, lot of components are working. Admin home, so we have user login, user register, all can use cookies now. So this is the first thing you have to do. So what is the process? First point, install cookies library. That is npm install React cookie. React cookie is the library, and save. Second point is set cookie provider in index.js file. So in index.js file, you have to import cookie. You have to import the cookie and you have to set the cookie provider like this. I will just give this complete code for you so that you can understand where to set it up. Okay. This is the cookie provider. Now we have to decide when to create a cookie and what data to be stored inside it. When to create a cookie? When admin logs in, create a cookie. When user logs in, create a cookie. Okay. So let's do that. So to create cookie, you can see they are providing an injector. What is that injector? Use cookies. You see, they given as dependencies. Use cookies, it is having dependencies. Dependency is nothing but, see, three options are there. First one is this one, cookies. What is the first one? It is used to access cookies, getter. This is setter, and this is remover. That means you can remove a cookie by using this. You can set the cookies, you can get the cookies, and you can manage them. Okay, so what we will do here, I will go and use here. So in which page we want to maintain? Admin login page. Go to admin login page. In admin login page, when login button is created, let's see the login button. Login button means this one. Yeah. If login is successful, user ID, password are matching. Before navigating to admin, we have to create a cookie. And we have to remember his information. Admin logged in, then save his details and keep them in cookie. Then in this, we have to use cookies. So first we will import. We have to import. What to import? Use cookies from which one? React cookie library. Use cookies from React cookie library. That is the hook you need to use. Right now we need to access that. So we need to create a constant. In the constant, cookies, set cookie, and we have remove cookie. Remove cookie, and we have use cookies. And use cookies, the cookie name. We have to mention the cookie name. Remember, dependencies are string array. String array means you have to mention in a square brace and you have to define what is the cookie name you want. Cookie name. What is the cookie name? Cookie name I will give as user ID. That is the cookie name. That's it. This is the cookies. That means under this user ID, whatever data you send, it will store. So user ID, we can store that user details. You can create any number of cookies. Because remember, it is an array. Array means you can have multiple cookies. So you can access multiple cookies. Okay. Now when to create a cookie? When user ID, password are matching. When user ID, password are matching, then here set cookie. And cookie name. Cookie name is what? User ID. And what is the value? Value is nothing but vuser.user ID. That means whatever the user ID entered. That this user.user ID we will give. This is the user ID entered in text box. That is the user ID entered in text box. This is the user ID coming from database. You are verifying with it, right? So this user ID, whatever they entered in text box, if user ID and password both are matching, collect his user ID and store in a cookie. Now cookie is ready, right? After the cookie is ready, what we need to do? You see cookie have options. Options is nothing but here we can set expires. When it should expire, you can mention date and time. If you don't give expires, it is temporary. Temporary means until you close the browser, it will be there. If you give expiry date, that means 4 days or 5 days, means you'd give some date. Like, you know, it should be in year, month, day format, right? You give suppose 25th of July. Then automatically it will save in your hard disk and it will be there for few days. After 25th, it will be deleted, right? This is optional. If you want, you can mention, otherwise not required. Just these two details you are mentioning. Okay. Now important, after cookie is created, it is navigating to which page? admin home. There I have to collect the cookie and show that he's logged in. Let's go to the admin home. Let's go to the admin home. Where is admin home? This is admin home. In admin home, who logged in? I want his name. In admin home, here I want to display his details. Who logged in? His name. You can display anywhere you want. That means you can display in the toolbar at the top, or you can display inside the component if you want. That depends. You can use conditional rendering and all. I will show you. Initially in admin home, who is that admin? That means this is admin home. Here I will write hello, and I want to access that admin name, user ID. So how to access that? Here we have to import. What is it? Use cookies. Use cookies. Cookies from React cookie. Okay. And we have to configure constant. So cookies, set cookie, and remove cookie, and use cookies. Use cookies, and here dependency. And here, what is this? Is nothing but it can access all the cookies. You can access all the cookies and you can define all the cookies. Right now, here I want to use that cookie. That means what you do here, you have to just define a dynamic expression. What is it? Cookies of cookie name. What is the cookie name? User ID. That is the cookie name you want to access. Now let's see here. Let's go to the page, and here I will go to admin sign in, and you can observe here I'm entering some who is admin user, John admin. So localhost 5000 and admin. Who is the admin? John admin, John at the net 123. Okay. John admin and John at the net 123. I clicked on login. It will navigate to that page and it will show his name. That means it is accessing that username who logged in. And it is showing here. It is showing there. And very important is here, what we do is usually you can check, inspect, and you can go to the application category and you can see cookies coming from this local host, and that John admin is there. That cookie is available there. You can see that is the available. This is the user ID, cookie name, and this is the user value. That cookie is present. Now, what is the interesting point we need to implement is if anybody directly tries to access, means how he will sign out. We can give a simple button here. Okay, we will put one more option here. A button we will give. So class name BTN and BTN link. And I will just keep as sign out. Right? On sign out click, I have to remove the cookie. That means function handle sign out. Sign out. What we have to do, on click, what it is, handle sign out. It should remove the cookie and navigate to login page. That means it should remove the cookie. Remove cookie, cookie name. Cookie name is what? User ID. After that, navigate. Navigate is not there. Let's import that also. Constant navigate is equal to use navigate. We have to import from React router DOM. Okay. Then after sign out, navigate to which one? Navigate to /admin login. Admin login, it should go. Navigate to login. Now, one more point is there. Whenever anybody opens this component, means anybody directly tries to open admin home, it should verify is that cookie still available. If the cookie is still available, it should give access. It should load videos and show. If cookie is not available, then it should automatically redirect to login. So if anybody directly tries to access without login, then what should happen? It should navigate to the page admin login. How to verify cookie is there or not? At the time of mounting means use effect. Here we need to write one condition. What is this condition? I will write here. You see in their website here, in their website, how to verify cookie present or not. Is there any method they have given? Cookies, how to verify cookie is present or not. To verify cookie present or not, usually it may return null or it may return empty. Server side rendering this is. They haven't given any option like that. Then we will try some techniques actually. Because cookie name is a string type, because it depends on some libraries. What some libraries will do is, if cookie is not present, they will return undefined. What some other libraries will do, if cookie is not present, they will return null. Null. Some will return empty, like that. So we will do one thing, means we will just check here what this cookies of this is doing. You see it is returning a string. It is returning a string. How to verify that string not there? String is empty. We can write a condition. What is it? If cookies of, what is that cookie name? User ID is equal to empty. That means it is not having anything. Cookie is not there. Then what we do? Navigate. Navigate to which page? Admin login. That's good. If cookie is not empty, it is there, then load videos. That is the condition we will do. Okay, now see here. You see currently refresh, you can see admin is still there. I will sign out. You click on sign out. You click on sign out. That means it will go to the admin login. And you can observe cookie is deleted. You can see the cookie is not there. It is deleted. Okay. Now I will go to the home page. Let me take you to the home page. You see, this is the home page. I am selecting some home page. From here, directly I am trying to access admin home. Previously, I was able to access admin home, but if I enter now, you will see it will take me to admin login. That means it is not taking, means it is not empty, right? Let's check one more condition. What is this? Is it equal to what? Undefined. Okay, you can see now undefined is the verification. Okay, now you see here, I will go to home. I am trying to access /admin home. I am trying to access admin home and enter. It will take me to login screen. That means nobody can watch directly until or unless they log in. If they log in, then they can watch. If anybody have a link also, directly he cannot open the videos page, right? Why? Because we written logic in such a way that if that cookies are not found, that means he is not logged in, then directly go to which page? Login. Now I successfully authenticate, then it will be available. After that, I go to home. After going home, I am using here as admin home. Directly it will come now. Why? Because I still logged in. I can access any number of times until I logged out. That means when I click on sign out, what will happen when I click on sign out? It's gone. And I go to home. I try to open here. I try to open here admin home. Admin home. It will ask login. It will not allow to view the videos. So you have a good authentication now. That means nobody can access any path in your application until or unless he logs in. That is a simple authentication mechanism. That means through cookies, we are doing that. Through cookies, we are configuring it, right? This is very important, right? Because now you can change the toolbar appearance and all. You can use conditional rendering. That means if cookie found, user ID cookie found, actually better you create a cookie called admin ID, because we need two cookies, one cookie for user ID, another cookie for admin ID. What you do now, in the right side corner, we are having there, right? In the right side corner here, don't put such buttons standard. They use conditional rendering. We discussed conditional rendering. That means if cookie is available, get his name and show. If cookie is not available, then display login buttons. If cookie is available, then display his name. That is better. That means we don't put login buttons after login, right? We can change those buttons to log out, or we can simply put that user ID. This, you see, after login, what we are doing? After login, we are giving sign out here, right? After login, if cookie is there, we can keep this sign out here. But that is app component now. In app component, we design this toolbar. That means that app component requires some conditional rendering. You have to use conditional rendering. That means how you can do, for example, this is app.js. In app.js, you know, right side, you have these two buttons, this area you can toggle. That means here you can put some conditional rendering logic. I showed you a conditional rendering logic. You try. If you are unable, then I will show. Right? What you have to try when anybody opens application, if cookie is available, that cookie name should display here. If it is not available, then it should display this area, right? Actually, we can directly manage a lot of logic here. Usually, you need which one here? Import. What to import? We have to import use cookies. Use cookies from React cookie library. And here we have a constant, that is cookies and set cookie, and we have remove cookie like that. And we need to just use cookies. That is the option. So now what to do? We will write use effect also. Use effect, and here we will write a condition. So that means we will put here which option we will give. Here directly we will access dependency is empty. Okay, see, actually this is the area to display. In that area, I am writing a dynamic expression. What is it? Cookies of cookie name. Cookie name is what? User ID is equal to what? Undefined. If it is equal to undefined, then question mark. Question mark. That means here we will put one container. We'll put one container. We will put one container. In that container, this is the container. Yeah. In this container, we will keep this logic. What is it? These two buttons we will keep. Otherwise, colon. Colon, what we will do here is we will display another container. We'll display another container. In this container, what we have to do? We have to display that value. How to display the value? We use a binding expression here. What is it? Cookies of, what is it? User ID. We can bring that cookie name and display there. You see John admin is here. That is conditional rendering. We can directly verify and we can define. I will click on sign out, then it will get those options. That's good. That is a simple conditional rendering technique. If user logged in, his name, his details will be there. He signed out, then give that login buttons. Right? That means admin logged in successfully, then his name will come. Who logged in? If you want, there you can put a sign out button there itself. In that container, put a sign out button. On that button, user can sign out. That means I will not give sign out here. That means I will not give sign out in this component or his name here. I will directly show that in right side corner. That is good. Very good. That's what we need to implement. Right? So that is the best way of design. Right? That means in admin home, where is that admin home? This is admin home. In this admin home, I'm not displaying the details here. This is just admin home. Right? And I will not put anything here. Clean up. Just what we will do is admin home will contain only admin home. Right side there, what we will do in app, here we will display a button. We will keep a button here. We'll keep a button. So, and this button is what? Sign out. So class BTN link, or so BTN danger, something like this. And margin S2. You can see there is a sign out button there. And when user clicks on sign out, then he should sign out. That means what we will do. So we have to write. So on click is what? Handle sign out. Let's write the function here. I think this handle sign out. Now this use effect is not required because I directly return that inside the UI by using ternary operator. I used conditional rendering there. So here we need to define remove cookie. Which cookie? User ID. After that, again navigate also I need. So constant navigate is equal to use navigate. So, and here what we do, what is it? Navigate, redirect to which location? Redirect to /admin what? Login. We can create such interface. Router, better you create one component, because in this already browser router we are using now. We cannot use navigate here. You create another component, there you put sign out and load that component here. Okay, that will be better. So anyhow, you can define the option like this. Use navigate we cannot use, right? This is the option. So You keep that sign out, and when users design in another component and bring that component, don't directly put that here, right? That means sign out, create in a separate component and bring that component and display there, because route we cannot use that in the same location, right? Then it is going to work, right? This is basically how we have to design. I will remove here because for your practice I will set up the sign out in which page? Admin home page. So class btn and btn login. You design one component and define there, on click. So this is handle sign out. Okay, that will be fine. That's enough. So when user clicks btn link, that is okay. That's the option we are having. Fine. Because this is a span admin home, class name deflex, justify content between. Okay, that will be fine. It depends on how much width you have given for that. Now you can see I click on sign out, then it will again get me these options. And when I log in, then it will give this option there. Sign out, you can keep this right side corner because I just given width certain. You can just keep it the right side corner and you can place. The same thing you have to maintain for user also. That means now you have to create a cookie for user when he logs in, and user details you have to display there. Until signed out, that user details will be available. Now you see I go home, that means I am still logged in. Observe carefully, without sign out, how I can without clicking sign out, how I can log out. If you delete cookies, it will be done. That means without sign out, if anybody deletes cookie, you logged into your emails and everyone, somebody deleted history. While deleting history, he will delete cookies also. When cookies are deleted, then automatically again you have to log in into every website because those cookies are removed. That means you haven't signed out, but they may be deleted, because whenever you clean history, you can choose cookies to delete. So you see now I go to inspect, and in the inspect, I go to the page here. What is it? I will go to application. In the application cookies, this is the username cookie available. That is the user ID cookie available. And I will delete this manually. After I deleted that, and you see refresh now, you see it is not there. That means automatically the name is removed. And when I try to access admin home, then it will go to the admin login screen directly. It's not necessary that user have to sign out. Without sign out also, it can go to that particular screen. That is done by using this mechanism. This is the concept of working with cookies, right? So after configuring this, how to add cookies, how to write cookies, that entire project again I will upload. That means here I done changes in which one? So in index.js, and now we made changes in admin login.jsx, admin home.jsx, and one more is app.js. Here we made some changes. Rest of thing same, right? These are the files we made changes. Admin login, because here we used cookies, right? Those 3 pages logic I will give here. This is the admin login code. let me give you first admin login.jsx, then admin home.jsx. This is the admin home JSX. And one more we have, what is it? app.js. In app.js also, I used a conditional rendering approach, right? This is what we have to do. This is the thing you need to maintain. This is the example. Now, in this example, we have restricted users that without login, they cannot access. For that, we used cookies. Now, similarly, we will see other concepts. Means how we can use a different state management. Actually, React 18 provided some new hooks. By using those hooks, you can store the data and you can access and use the data without installing any extra libraries. Actually, people use libraries like Redux. Without Redux also, we can manage using React new hooks called use reducer, use context, like hooks are present. Those we will see in tomorrow's session, how to work with them, right? In tomorrow's session, we will learn some more new state management techniques introduced into React. Inbuilt, you have use context, use reducer. Those are inbuilt. Externally, we have Redux, another state management that we will see in next session. Tomorrow we'll do that. Okay.